It says I'm live. And we have one person here. I'm just gonna wait a few seconds for people to join because this was a very last minute notice. I feel like this pillow is not straight. Anyway, I'll wait a few seconds. I'm here with my very large sized Armenian coffee to drink with you guys. And I'm here with my notes to share with you from what happened last week because I'm still a little bit loopy from all the medication and everything and the fever that I had. And I'm also at home because I was working from home today and I'm taking it easy a little bit, staying at home, taking my medication, and honestly it's gloomy outside. So I didn't feel like going outside. It's a little bit dark. There's one person here. Okay, I'll start. I'm gonna obviously save this video in the videos, like it will stay here. So if people are curious, I will share this with, share the information that I've learned from last week and everything that happened. I wasn't gonna do a video on this, but hey, I miss you. I miss you guys. Yeah, I wasn't really gonna do a video on all of this because who cares that I got sick, but I miss you guys and I thought it would be cool to do a live so it's like a discussion and catch up. Oh, getting marriage proposals. Yeah, it would be nice to catch up and see what everybody has been up to. And then also I thought maybe some of the information that I've gone through might be helpful for people who are coming to Armenia because yes, I share like all the fun things in Armenia, but we're humans and we can also get sick. And I did get sick last week and I've learned some things from being sick here. So I will share that with you. Now that we have 4 people, yay, let's get started. How's everyone doing? Who is from where in the chat? The reason why I'm asking this is also because, thank you so much, Alexandra. The reason why I'm also asking who's from where, because I don't know everything. I don't know if I did things right. There were so many things where now that I don't have a fever anymore and I'm not hallucinating anymore, I'm like, oh, that made more sense that I should have done that. So, feel free. Oh my God, I forgot how to speak. It's been a week. Wow. Feel free to comment in the comment section on information that I don't know about that might be helpful to other people. And also, now I'm back. I'm doing this live and hopefully I'll get back into regular scheduled programming just because you don't get paid sick days with YouTube. So I'll make the content. Also, I really miss you guys. Okay, so we have 15 people. Oh, there's a message retracted. I don't know what. Am I missing your chats, you guys? Or, okay, I think we're good. What happened to me last week? A lot of people thought I had COVID. I didn't have COVID, knock on wood. It wasn't COVID. It was, oh, that was an accident. Okay. Every time I see your name, I'm like, oh my God, what is she saying? And then I see message retracted. I'm like, what is that? So yeah, it wasn't COVID. Thank God. I'm much better now. Thank you so much for everybody who reached out and sent me messages and DMs on Instagram, on YouTube, on the community tab and wished me well and wished me health. So I just want to say thank you for everybody for that. I felt like we have a community and no matter where we are, we're all together. So I just want to say that first of all, I really miss you. I'm trying to easily get back into it, but it's gonna be baby steps basically. Basically what happened, I don't need to necessarily share the details of what my illness was, but it involved having a fever. So when you have a fever, I don't know, everybody's body reacts differently, but basically out of nowhere, I had a fever. I had something that caused the fever, but unfortunately, I didn't feel the symptoms that I was supposed to feel. I don't know, maybe honest kamem in Armenian, meaning like, I don't know. I don't know if that could be translated. Maybe honest kamem. I didn't feel the symptoms, which meant that I was late to get to the point of like, oh my God, I need to see a doctor. So obviously advice number 1, if you ever feel symptoms or something is not normal, you know, just go get it checked out. Also, I want to start with the caveat of the ambulance number in Armenia is 103. It's the number that we called. So I just want to put it out there. If you're in an emergency and you need to call the ambulance, know these numbers. I think UTI. You could say it involves similar infections, but we're not gonna get into the details of personal things. But basically, yeah, just when you visit any country, honestly, like I think this is something that I should get into the habit of doing. Look at the emergency number list and have them save them in your phone, like just or not save, you know, have them handy. Basically, I don't know if you want to save them in your phone or have them on a piece of paper, but like look at the numbers of the emergencies, because when you're in the emergency, you don't want to then start looking for the number of what that emergency number is. Wow, I forgot how to speak in a week. Okay, so just so you know, that's the number for the ambulance. I initially didn't know that if I'm gonna need an ambulance. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just knew that I had a fever. So from my last time being in Armenia, I knew that there's Vartanant's Medical Center, which basically medical centers are very common here. So it's basically a medical center. It's a center where you can get all the tests and everything done in one place, and you can see like a general doctor that will give you the consultation. For me, this is kind of like a plus, because in Canada, because of the free healthcare, or honestly, I don't know why, but it takes a lot of time to like book appointments and get referrals to specific things. In this place, like you go see the first doctor, you tell them what's wrong, and then they tell you like you need all these analysis, and then you need all this tests, and then you just go get them done in one day in the same place, and then you give them your email. They email you and the doctor the results, and then you get answers like fairly quickly. So in that sense, so I knew like that's where I'm supposed to kind of start, because I think that's the biggest issue, is like where do you even start? So for me, I started at Vartanant's Medical Center. Actually, I think we called the ambulance before that, but I'll get to that in a second. The difference is, last time I was here, I was working with Birthright Armenia, so I had an insurance coverage. I didn't have that this time, so obviously the costs add up. I had a UTI that spread to my kidneys once after I had my baby. Since I didn't think much of my various symptoms, obviously I just, since I had just had a baby, glad you're better. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kohar. Yeah, honestly, like there's a lot of things sometimes, like the symptoms, or you just ignore them because you're like, oh, maybe I'm just feeling this, or oh, maybe it's just a headache, or it's just a stomach ache, or whatever the case may be. And then it escalates, and then it's too late, and then you find yourself having a 39 degrees fever every day, and you're just not functioning anymore. So anyway, yeah, like I really want to say, like if you're feeling something, just go get it checked out. For me, the start point, yeah, like I knew that I could go to this medical center. The costs were obviously adding up, and on that note, I really want to say thank you so much for this community. I really did not expect this. Many of you reached out and offered me PayPal donations and payments for medications and whatnot, because I am self-funding like these trips and stuff, and this illness is kind of like a sudden turn that will change some of the plans that I have coming up, which none of that matters. I'm well, that's what matters. Was it from a food or water or something in the air, or was it something that could happen even in developed? It was a bacteria. I will say that it was caused by bacteria. So honestly, it could happen anywhere. I remember at one point in Canada, we had something with like the romaine lettuce, that it was like spreading, that there was news that we're not supposed to eat that lettuce because there was some sort of a bacteria in it. So it was something similar. It was a bacteria. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was from the food or the water. But I think it could happen. Yeah, it could happen anywhere. It was a bacteria. So it was a bacteria caused infection. So on that note, yeah, anyway, so I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who very generously sent me PayPals. I really didn't expect it. I just appreciate it. Whatever the plans are changed, it doesn't matter. I'll be coming back to Armenia soon anyway. I'll keep you guys posted on all of that. That's it. I just want to say thank you. Okay, so moving on, with the fever, when the fever started, didn't know what to do. I knew I didn't have COVID, so I wasn't even suspecting that. But one thing I'll say is also, although I speak fluent Western Armenian, in the medical field here, I find that there's a lot of Russian words that are mixed in the conversations. So if you have any contacts or support system that could be with you that speaks Eastern Armenian or Russian, I think, or both, and they would be willing to support you during this time, I would say honestly that would be very, very helpful. On top of that, because I also had a fever and I really don't function when I have fever. Thank you, Sisian. Miss you, girl. Yeah, well, because I don't function when I have fever either. So I was basically like a zombie. And then I was very, very blessed to have Barev, a support system that, you know, with functionalities and, you know, using common sense and logic, all of them were just gone for me. So anyway, I just want to say, if you know someone here that could accompany you in these situations, that would be super helpful. So backing up, when the rule here is apparently if you have fever for 3 days, you can call the ambulance and they will come to your house and they will take you to the hospital. So if you call the ambulance, if you have fever for 3 days, they will come, they will show up to your place. The thing with me is I couldn't take any medication. Yes, I am still in Yerevan. I'm in my apartment today. So the reason why I couldn't take medication is that my body wasn't accepting anything. So my fever wasn't going down. So anything that I was taking to bring down my fever wasn't working. So we explained this when we called the ambulance emergency line, and they actually brought like a needle to bring my fever down, which really, really helped. And then they said they're gonna take me to the hospital, and this entire service was free because it was a public service. They took me to a public hospital. The issue here, which was a huge learning for me, is that I didn't ask enough questions. That why am I going to the hospital? What is the plan when we get there? What are they suspecting? They didn't give me enough answers. Well, I didn't ask questions. So when they were like, you know, they weren't like, what their priority was is to take me there and get a COVID test to make sure that I was drawing you. I will. Oh, you're drawing me? Okay, sorry. I get posted soon on Instagram. Okay, thank you so much. Can't wait to see it. Thank you so much. So yeah, I think I didn't ask enough questions to like, why am I going to the hospital? So after they gave me the needle, they took me to the ambulance, and because it's all like COVID and stuff, nobody could come with me. So I remember being in the ambulance car for probably like about half an hour because the place they took me was a bit further. And the reason for that is they actually took me to the COVID hospital to get me tested for COVID, which I kind of knew I didn't have, but also I didn't mind them testing me for it. At the same time, I wish it would have happened simultaneously with addressing the other things that I was going through. So I think that was kind of on me. Like, I had to be more assertive and ask more questions. And Mom, love you, Mom. And ask more questions like, why am I coming here? And like, what's the plan? So anyway, they did the COVID test, and then it was like this quick one with the 15 minutes, and I was literally like a zombie sitting on the bed with my fever, and I had no idea like what's next, like what's happening. So they came back and they said it's negative, and then thank you, you're so kind. I watch your vlogs and visit the places. Can't wait to be there again in Yerevan. Oh, that's awesome. Enjoy Yerevan when you come back. So then the nurse came back and I was like barely speaking. Again, there were a lot of like terms in Eastern Armenian and Russian and all of that. So I was kind of confused to what was going on. And she said, if the test comes back positive, then I have to stay there overnight and do another test, like the longer one, to make sure that I don't have it. But if it comes negative, then I have the option to either stay there and do that test or go home. Honestly, at that point, so like the test came back negative, I was so uncomfortable there and I had no idea why I'm there. I just wanted to see a doctor and do like more tests that are related to the pains that I was feeling. And I was more concerned about my fever. So I told them like, no, I just want to go home when they came back and told me it's negative. So because I chose to go home, now I had to call a Gigi. Remember the taxi app that I always talk about? So I called a Gigi and very like lonelyly, I had to go back home. And it was like awkward. Anyway, it wasn't awkward. I don't know why I felt awkward. But anyway, I got home safe. Everything was good. That's when, and they told me that if I choose to leave the hospital and not stay there, I have to make sure to go to a doctor, which honestly, like, that was already my plan. I didn't want to stay overnight at a hospital just to wait for a test result. I wanted to go get other tests done, right? So anyway, so I called the Vartanas Medical Center. I went and saw a doctor like the very next day because it was already after hours. They said if it's an emergency, they can come visit me at home even. So keep that in mind. That's also an option. With the awesome thing about these medical centers, their customer service is amazing. You can do a lot of things online. You can book appointments online, or you can also call them and like, or go there and like without even an appointment, and you will find a doctor very quickly. How long are you there for? Okay. Okay, I'll give you guys an update about how long I'm here for. I don't know the answer to that yet, but there will be more videos on that, and I'll share my plans. Like I said, this kind of changed my plans a little bit due to obviously some financial reasons. Also, I want to go see my mom at this point. I miss my mom. So anyway, I'll give you guys an update on the plan when I know. Okay, so I went to the doctor. Fast forward now. Got some tests done, but not everything. And I knew there were some tests that I'm supposed to get done that she wasn't assigning me to. So again, back to being assertive, back to asking questions. She was concerned about a few things, meaning the doctor, like the general doctor. But I think that you know your pain the most, and you know what your concerns are the most. Like if the doctor is seeing you for 5 minutes, then you go home, but you're the one who's living with that fever like 24 hours. So speak up and like say things. Like I was asking about, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was asking about because my fever for me was like the most concern, because obviously like it comes from something. And then also nobody was addressing my fever. So I was kind of like worried, like, why is nobody talking about my fever? I don't know if the medication I was taking by myself to like bring down my fever, to lower my fever, was causing me other issues. So I felt like I just kept repeating myself, and I understand there were larger issues, but I don't know, like nobody gave me any medication. So I was just like doing tests and tests and tests. Honestly, it took a few days with no medications other than just like the Tylenol that I just chose to take at home. That was really helping me and keeping me alive, basically. And then when I was like telling the doctor, like, I can't eat, she was saying, but you have to eat, just again, like, speak up and tell them if you're going through something. Don't feel vulnerable in that moment, which I did. So again, thank God I had some support system, so that was good. But anyway, fast forward, when I was being asked for some tests that I didn't think I should be taking, like a CT scan or like larger things, before even worrying about my fever. I actually switched my doctor. A huge shout out, not that he needs my shout out, but a huge shout out to Dr. George Parserian. He like squeezed me into his like very, very, very busy schedule. He's actually at Yerevan Medical Center, which is another medical center. So I went there, and he, in like one day, in one session, he told me to do different tests, and then we knew what I had, and then that's why now I have my medication, taking it, I'm good, everything is good. But I just wanted to mention those two names, like the Yerevan Medical Center, Vartanans Medical Center. I thought I saw you a few days ago walking at Comidas. That's very possible. Comidas, I'm not sure, but possible. So yeah, like basically I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned these names. Check out those websites. Have the numbers of medical and emergency numbers before you visit a country, and so you know what to do. The other thing is, once you get the medication, everything on the boxes are most likely will be in Russian. So again, don't be afraid to ask the doctor or the pharmacist, like, what is each like, I feel so stupid right now. People are like, oh, so what are you taking? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like one medication is round and the other pill is like more like a square. Ask these questions, like, what am I taking? Why is which one for what, or whatever. Yeah, so Nairi Medical Center, I think, also has an inpatient option. It's more like a larger hospital type thing. Meanwhile, Vartanants is more like a like little clinics inside the building. So anyway, that's my story. I got to ride in an ambulance. I've never done that in my life. Who knew I will do that in Armenia? Obviously, it wasn't a fun experience. I didn't even have a sip of my coffee. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. It's really good. I'm gonna check my notes if I forgot to say something that I wanted to mention. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, let me know, because again, the only reason I'm sharing this story is just in case it might help someone in the future if you're in a situation where you need help. Please check your DM. I will, after this live, I will check my DM. Yeah, I'm seeing, oh, the one thing I forgot to mention is there's this thing here where doctors exchange numbers with you directly. Yes, fancy, and in a fancy notebook too. I made notes because honestly, Sisian, I'm still like a little bit loopy, and I'm like, I don't remember exactly what happened last week. Like the whole thing is just a blur to me. It took an entire week for me to get medication and get better. So yeah, that's why I had to like write down what happened. So yeah, I was saying like the new thing for me, I don't know if this happens where you live, but the doctor exchanges direct like personal numbers with you on WhatsApp or like a regular number. And then when you do your analysis, they email it to you. You can just like send them a picture on WhatsApp, like this is the thing, and then they will do consultations for you on WhatsApp, or they will just call you to check in on you. So it's like it becomes like this very friendly vibe. The first doctor I was seeing called me like 6 times the next morning after seeing her to check in on how I'm doing. To me, it was a bit much, but I don't know. Maybe some people will appreciate it. Okay, so we're getting comments now. But you are totally right about asking questions about the medication you are given, because they tend to blindly accept whatever doctors give us. Yeah, exactly. I think for me, that was the thing. Like, I have the paper and then it's all in Russian. And like, my doctor was very nice to explain what they were. Yeah, my doctor was totally getting clingy. I had to go to the same center today, and I was like, oh my God, it feels like I'm gonna see my ex here today, and I changed my doctor, and I hope I don't run into her. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. It will be so helpful for others visiting Armenia. Thank you, Karin. I miss you, by the way. I miss all of you guys. And I think that's the thing, is like when we're thinking about visiting Armenia or visiting, honestly, any country, we don't think like the first thing, you cheated on your doctor with another doctor. Exactly that. And I felt so weird when she called me, and I'm like, well, I'm actually seeing this other guy now. Like, anyway, things got awkward. Yeah, we don't think about like, oh, maybe I should have the police number handy. Maybe I should have the ambulance number. Like, you never know. And just keep that in mind. I mean, I was very, very lucky. Like I said, I wasn't alone during this time. And I didn't feel vulnerable in that sense. So I felt like, okay, I'm good. I'll be okay. Even if I can't function at all, I'm good. Someone's reminding me to drink water and take my medication, but I miss you too. I've been so busy. Karin, hopefully you'll get to, oh, maybe I'll see you in Toronto before anything. Thanks a lot for this. We tend to forget these urgencies, and indeed possible. Yeah, like you never know. Like, it was a bacteria, and they couldn't give me medication until they knew it's not you, it's me. Mom, exactly. It's like, well, it's not you, it's me, but also honestly it was her, because like, well, you didn't give me any medication and I came to you to give me medication and you didn't get, so I cheated on my doctor. And the funny thing is, like, I thought that the tests are cheaper at Vartanants. So I did the test today at Vartanants, which means that they will automatically send her the results. But these tests were requested by my new doctor from Nairi. So I took the results and I WhatsApped the images to him. So now she's gonna out of nowhere get updated test results from me, and she's gonna be like, oh, why did she do this? But also, fun fact on that, it wasn't cheaper at Vartanants. I think there's like a misconception about Nairi that it's a more expensive medical center. honestly, it was the same exact thing for 2 tests. It was the same amount at both places. So I I kind of might expose myself to my ex-doctor for no reason at all. Oh, I think I missed a comment. Your mom with the perfect breakup line. Exactly. Thank you so much for keep making vlogs. You enjoy them. I tell my friends and they're, oh, thank you so much. Thank you, I appreciate it. What's you next tour plan? Okay, I'll answer that in a second. You know, since having kids, I think of these things, but before kids, I never ever thought of these things. We definitely need to be better prepared when visiting different countries. You're so right, Karin. I think when, yeah, like when you have kids and then obviously because they're your kids and you want to protect them and you think of everything about them, but when it comes to you yourself, you forget. Like, I don't travel to a country thinking like, oh, am I gonna get sick there? Like right now, if I go to, I don't know, like let's say Italy and I get sick there, I honestly have no idea what I'm supposed to do. At least here I had some sort of a baseline, and I think that's why I wanted to make this video. And the baseline I had was just because of my experience with Birthright Armenia. They guide you, they give you all this information when you arrive. So I had some sort of a starting point. Speaking of the challenge of the languages, apparently there's a Canadian medical center, or not a medical center, more like a clinic, like a doctor, and the center is called Maple Leaf Clinic. Not stereotypical at all, but there's this one apparently, and the doctor is Canadian, so I'm assuming he speaks English very well. So if anything, check out that one too. I haven't been, so I can't speak to it, but someone recommended it to me, and they said there's this Canadian clinic here. I missed a few chats. I'm gonna go back and check. I broke my eyeglasses in Yerevan. It was such a mess to get a doctor. I had no clue where to go. Yes, and see, like Vartanant's medical center, they have eye doctors too. They are basically like everything doctors. Karin saying, we think we are invincible. Exactly. It's like, no, I'm going to Armenia. Everything's going to be great. Like, I'm going to eat all the food and I'm not going to get sick and all of that. But like, I wanted to keep it real with you guys and share the good and the bad and the ugly and all of it. Nairi Hospital has good staff. They gave me free photostat copy of my passport, not taken money, and staff is very relaxed, happy. Exactly. Honestly, like, I have to say, although there's this misconception about Nairi that it's more expensive, not to compare to both, honestly, like, this is not sponsored by any medical center, but for me, my experience at Nairi is that it was more wholesome. They had more equipments and stuff. Like, the reason why I even knew about Nairi, not just because someone referred me to Dr. George Parserian, but also because when my ex-doctor thought I needed a CT scan, she said they don't have that in Vartanants, and she actually was the one that sent me to Nairi. So honestly, totally up to you. For the doctor consultation, I want to say I think you pay for the first one, and then once they become your doctor, like, you just don't pay for the rest of the consultations. I'm not sure, but that's what happened with me for now. Like, the first time I saw a doctor, like, I paid for that appointment, and then after that, like, every time I was going there, it was like, hey, this is the results that you asked for, and then we were just talking about it. So it wasn't like I had to pay every time I had to see the doctor. I'm going to travel to Yerevan to Sevan on bicycle. Is it a good or a bad plan to travel Yerevan to from Yerevan to Sevan on a bicycle? I don't know how to ride a bicycle, so I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know what it feels like to ride a bicycle. Sorry. But if someone in the chat knows, let them know. Just last question. Do you interact with your fans if they are the same place where you are staying, like Yerevan? Honestly, I try, so I don't call people fans. I call this a community. So I really try my best to meet up with as many people. It's, especially in Yerevan, it's very much impossible. Literally, I will not get anything else done if I'm just meeting with people. So what I try to do is if I know I'm going to be at a specific restaurant or a bar or a location or an event, I try to announce it in advance on Instagram and invite people to come there, and it will be like more like an interactive meet and greet where everybody meets each other. It's not just like a one-on-one, and the community becomes like a more physical community, not just virtual, although they're both as real. So I try my best to connect with as many people, but it gets really difficult with timing. So like I said, that's what I like. When I'm back in Toronto, I'm going to do a meet and greet at the Oud and the Fuzz, which I'll announce. I haven't talked to Shant yet, the owner, so I'll talk to him and we'll figure out the details and I'll let you guys know. Okay. Did you have any other previous experience with the health services in Armenia? Yeah, so last time I was here, I had like, once I had food poisoning, and then once I just like went for general checkup and stuff, and I always went to Vartanants. But like I said, that time, I also got my teeth cleaned. But like I said, that time I had insurance coverage from work, which made things very, very different. I will not take the free healthcare in Canada for granted, ever. Okay, I've been to both and I feel like Vartanants is more of a clinic versus Nairi is a hospital. Totally agreed, Sisian. I think, yeah, like Nairi is more like a to Z type thing, and then Vartanants is where you get started, I guess, if you don't know where to get started. I'm so excited. I know how to bring back chats now, so that's what I'll be doing for the next 5 minutes. Thanks for that information. Maple Clinic, it is hard to talk in English at Nairi and Asrik. Oh, I don't know about Asrik. Okay, yeah, Maple Clinic. Is that the name? The last time I went there, yeah. Absolutely. I didn't even try to speak English, to be honest. I was speaking Armenian, and then even with the Armenian, I think the medical terms that the doctors were using with me, a lot of them were in Russian, so even my Western Armenian didn't help in this situation. Sorry, I have to drink this coffee too. My husband calls you my friend. Oh, look at your friend Patil's going live on you. Oh, you are my friend, Karin. And when I'm in Toronto, we'll definitely do the meetup, and we'll connect. I'm sure there are other doctors too that speak English. So yeah, the Maple Clinic one was the one that someone let me know about, but I'm sure there are other ones that they speak English or other languages. So if you guys know of any resources, put them in the comments section for other people to know. Tuan, I was wondering where you are. This is a very different time of me doing a live. So it was 8 p.m. when I went live here. I'm testing out this time. And actually there are 32 people. So now I'm wondering maybe this timing is better than the other time that I was doing. Do you guys like this time? Uzes chuzes. That means whether you like it or not, you're my friend. Okay, I'm trying to translate. Making coffee. Cheers, Tuan. Coffee, cheers. I'm drinking Armenian coffee. Your comments are not silly, Karin. Keep them coming. So yeah, I'm testing out this time right now. So if it works for people, maybe I'll start doing the premieres and the videos at this time. And like I said, soon I will be back in Toronto. I will let you guys know when. Mama, I'll let you know when after this video. Yeah, we'll talk after the video. So when I'm there too, at least this will make maybe more sense given the time zones and the difference. It's so hard to make sure that everybody's time zones works, but I will try to find the best time. I looked on YouTube. Apparently it tells you when people are active the most, and then I thought this time was one of them, so I tried it. It's lunchtime in the US. Exactly, it's lunchtime in the US. I think in the PST, in the Pacific zone, right? And then, which means, I don't know. I'm really bad at math. I don't know. I had an eyesight test in Armenia and didn't explain a priori that I was from the diaspora, so the charts were in Armenian and Russian only. Oh, yep. I can see how that could be an issue. Oh my God, Chris. Hi, Chris. Yes, I'm doing much better. So it's 12:30 in Toronto. Okay. And I call you my friend. Oh, Mom, you're my best friend. I love my mom. 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yay. Okay. Wow, I should have known. So yeah, 9 a.m. Okay, so 9 a.m. for people in LA, New York, Toronto, these areas, it's lunchtime. So maybe this time zone is working. We'll see. We'll test it out, and then if it works, it works. If not, well, we'll change it back. Anyway, if you guys don't have any more questions about me being sick, like, hopefully you found this interesting or helpful. I just wanted to be vulnerable, share it with you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up, a like. And I see 17 people already did. Thank you so much. Oh, and it's 5:30 in Europe, so it's a great schedule. Okay, so let's do this then. Okay, so it's better for me, so I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. to do the lives and stuff. So great, 8 p.m. it is. Okay, so yeah, please like this video so it helps the YouTube algorithm. Like I said, YouTube doesn't have paid sick days, so this past week was tough for me financially, plus, you know, the pills and stuff. Now I'm trying to be cute with this hand gesture thing and get you guys to give me a like. And share this video on, I don't know, on your Facebook, on send it to a friend who's coming to Armenia. A lot of people are sending me messages asking me how is it here and all of that. I'm just suggesting to watch the playlist of the Armenia on YouTube. So watch those, let me know. There's one more comment I'll read and then I'm gonna head out. Next time, please travel to some Armenian movie director and meet for some upcoming movies. And it's 10 p.m. in India. Wow, I wonder if I can get access to a director. Maybe if I become more popular on YouTube, someone will meet with me. So give me a like and then maybe I'll get access to that kind of people. It'll be nice knowing you won't be up at an ungodly hour. You're always cute. You guys are killing me. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna go continue this coffee. I'm gonna do some work on Dadi. I'm also having to catch up with that. It's been a week where I literally was not functioning. Like I would almost just hold my phone to type maybe one thing or two things and then just put it down and then not, like, literally nothing else. So I appreciate your patience. Thank you for staying here and not leaving and not forgetting about me because I was gone for a week. And hopefully this coming week will be more fun, more lighter, and more eventful videos. I really wanted to film the beer festival, which happened this past weekend, but I'm not touching or coming near alcohol anytime soon, so I didn't go to the festival and I couldn't go and film, and it was gonna be awkward and it was very busy and all of that. I'm also trying to be careful with where I go with my immunity now. So anyway, sorry I missed that one, but there's more days, more things coming up. And Voski mom. And I'll obviously be back to Armenia after I leave. I'm still here, you guys. I'll be back. And then, okay, enough me talking to myself. I see that 24 people like this video, so I think I'll take that as a good enough, and I'll head out. Love you guys so much. Thank you for joining. If you have questions, comments, insights, information that would be useful, put them in the comment. And I'm also glad I'm alive, Tuan. I really wasn't sure there for a moment if I'm going to continue to be alive. Don't forget to shop at Dadi Streetwear. Thank you, Narek. Wow. I'm wearing this one today. Yes, Asang, which means I'm like this. Oh, Sisyan with the chat soon. That's like the chatty bros. Chat soon. Bye. Okay, love you guys. Bye, Chikner. Bye.